Tonight we've got sparks, smoke, and maybe fire. A hot rumor about fortifying the wall that protects our future, a rookie exploding into a core weapon, a veteran who flipped the defense's switch the instant he returned, and a quarterback performance that changes the grown-up conversation. No spoilers yet. Let's stitch the clues, connect the signals, and project what this means for January. You won't believe what we've got today. Grab that powder blue towel, drop a like, subscribe, and let's dive in together. Imagine the offensive line as the vault wall protecting the crown jewels. Any crack invites chaos. That's where the rumor hits. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler says Bears tackle Braxton Jones has become a sensible trade candidate. The league is watching, the Rams are lurking, but we're the ones who need to pick up the phone. Why? Joe Alt just returned from a high ankle sprain. Rashawn Slater, our starting left tackle, is out for the year. One wrong step and the plan unravels. Chargers Nation, keep that powder blue towel tight. This conversation matters. Jones brings years of starter tape in Chicago. He's healthy again, and he's in a contract year. Yes, he was benched recently after rookie Theo Benedette surged, and his 2025 PFF marks have wobbled. 62.7 in pass pro, 47.2 in the run, over 4 starts, with 2 sacks and 15 total pressures allowed. But the history tells another story. 3 prior seasons with sturdy pass blocking in the 70s and run grades that hold up. In plain English, not a star, but solid. In Jim Harbaugh's ecosystem, he can bloom again. Traits matter. Experience on both edges, active hands, consistent hip angle, a first step fast enough to wall off speed rush. In Los Angeles, where we ask for deeper drops and heavy play action, every millisecond is gold. The price? Talk centers on a late day 3 pick. For immediate depth and a worst case insurance policy, that's a bargain. Think playoffs, think January. The stadium's roaring, every snap is precious. What if Alt tweaks that ankle? Without a trustworthy swing tackle, Herbie becomes a target. With Braxton, you reduce risk, raise competition, and let Joe Ortiz lean into deep play action, bootlegs, and screens without flinching. Tactically, there's a simple on-ramp. Jones is the immediate LT backup. Rotational reps in heavy sets, and 6 OL packages on outside zone to juice the run and cool off aggressive edges. He's 26. If he fits, extend him on team-friendly terms, and you've stabilized 2025 to 27 without a bidding war. Fans are split. Some see average and cite the recent metrics. Others see context and bet on a rebound in the right room. I'm with the second camp. We're one blink from turning necessity into advantage, and if the Rams call, the pressure ratchets up. Want to hear the phone ring? Wait until you hear who else changed the equation and how it tilts the offensive chessboard. Add the cap angle. Low acquisition cost through January, reevaluate, and either extend smart or walk away with minimal downside. When a rookie turns the playbook into a rocket, you feel it in the building. The air changes, the noise swells like a tide. Oronde Gadsden, too, isn't just helping. He's bending the offense's growth curve. After a 164-yard Week 7, he followed with another jaw-dropper in the 37-10 win over the Vikings. 5 catches for 77 in the first half, including the opening touchdown, plus a 40-yard strike. He's just the 3rd rookie tight end since 1970 with back-to-back games of 75-plus yards and a touchdown. The part that jumps off film is route maturity. He sells the shoulder fake, attacks dead zones between nickel and backer, and catches like a wideout. Across 2 weeks versus physical defenses, he hauled in 14 of 17 targets for 232 yards and a score, vaulting into a primary role alongside Ladd McConkey, Keenan Allen, and Quentin Johnston. Season to date, 27 grabs, 385 yards, 2 touchdowns in 6 games, 5th round pick, number 165 overall. You want the definition of steal of the draft? That's the picture. The tactical impact is obvious. With a TE who threatens the seam and breaks tackles in the flat, opponents can't sit in comfy single high. The nickel hesitates, and Herbert's play-action windows look like storefront glass. The run game thanks him because linebackers stop triggering downhill on the first step, draws and counters wake up, and in the red zone, bunch sets with Gadsden at the point force the mismatch we've dreamed of. A smaller safety isolated in space or a heavy linebacker asked to mirror quick cuts. There's national buzz, too. Sports Illustrated's rookie ladder highlighted 3 TEs, Tyler Warren near the top, Harold Fannin 9th, and Gadsden 8th, before Thursday night even happened. Translation: the curve is still climbing. The stands are already calling for more 12 personnel, more seam reads, and more option routes on the hash. Next step, consolidate his snap share and tweak the menu. bootleg play action with a 3-level flood, stick knot on third and short, and rub concepts to free the Y choice. If he holds this level, he raises the AFC's bar and forces coordinators to rewrite plans in 4 days. Keep that powder blue towel close, because the next piece of this puzzle might just ignite every pass rush meter in the stadium. When gravity returns to our front, the opponent's pocket becomes a restricted zone. Khalil Mack reappeared with that raid captain aura, and suddenly everyone around him looked a step faster. Against the Vikings, he played 28 of 43 snaps, and the defense turned Carson Wentz into a statue. 5 sacks, relentless pressure, hits that wreck reads and timing. You don't need Mack touching the quarterback on every snap. His presence bends the field. The secret isn't just the star, it's the orchestra. Tuli Tuipulotu hammered like a metronome. Odafe Owe added explosive edge speed, and the result was spears from 2, sometimes 3 angles, forcing the quarterback to throw with a face full of helmet. Remember Week 2 versus the Raiders when Mack's arm injury looked like a strength turning into an open wound? The front office smashed the bold button, trading for Owe to add speed and rotation at the edge. With Mack back, that turbo rental turns into a force multiplier. The beauty? Even quieter names caught the wave. Justin Aboigbe, no sacks since Week 5, got home twice. Owe notched his, and the interior stunt started to sing. Double Mack and Tuli walks in clean, slide toward Tuli, and Owe gets a runway. That's chess, sacrifice a piece to open a check on the king. Schematically, the call sheet opens up. Mix creepers and simulated pressures, show 6 on the line and rush 4, delay the nickel fire and blow up the screen. It syncs with the offense. Short fields after sacks mean fewer turnover windows and more chances to land back-to-back touchdowns and squeeze the clock. In January, a deep pass rush rotation is oxygen. Project it forward. Owe as an aggressive third down rotator. NASCAR looks with Tuli reduced inside. Mack aligned at a wide 9 to force a step up into interior push, the nose driving the center into the passer's lap. Can you live like that? You can impose respect every week. With gravity restored on the edge, early downs turned into losses and stuffed runs, pushing opponents into predictable third and longs, where the rotation breathes, swaps fresh bodies, and hunts sacks in clusters. And that still wasn't the wildest part, because when number 10 goes surgical, the stadium becomes a lab, and the league takes notes. Remember when a few loud voices swore the Chargers could trade Justin Herbert before the draft? Reads like comedy now. The noise was deafening back then. Harbaugh arrives, the Michigan connection with J.J. McCarthy, the number 5 pick. Script writers convinced themselves LA would abandon a franchise quarterback for a full reset. In reality, the front office gave a hard no. Adam Schefter reported the Vikings and Patriots called and got the door shut. Today, it's painfully clear why. Herbert isn't just the offense's brain, he's the identity. Against Minnesota, he proved it again. 3 touchdowns, 227 yards, 18 for 25, plus 62 rushing yards, playing with the calm command of a field general. Yes, there was an interception, a tipped ball fluke, but the rest was artwork. He stared down heavy blitzes like a man who's memorized the pressure Bible. He completed 13 of 15 against the blitz, the 4th best mark of his career. That's not coincidence, that's cohesion. The best part, no hero ball required. The offense was efficient, balanced, mature. Harbaugh dialed high IQ calls, pre-snap motion, bootlegs that twist leverage, Gadsden as a dynamic valve. When Herbert is free, the system has a soul. He extends plays, turns extra seconds into first downs, and runs with a linebacker's instincts. That's the kind of night that defines a franchise and silences the hit reset crowd. Here's the emotional layer. The locker room feels it. Every player in that room knows he shares a huddle with a quarterback who never ducks the fight. It's different when your leader takes a hit, pops up smiling, and still finds Keenan Allen slicing through the middle. The cold numbers don't capture the magnetism, they capture the consequence. Chargers fans believe again because number 10 makes you stand before the replay. Want a symbol of the news cycle? Harbaugh, Herbert, and a young core as the foundation for 2025 and beyond. To think anyone wanted to trade this guy. Now with Joe Alt protecting the blind side and Gadsden ascending, the system breathes future. The trade rumor became an anecdote. The what if died on the chalkboard. The certainty is simple. As long as Herbert wears powder blue and gold, the ceiling is the Super Bowl. Take a breath, nation. Tonight we connected pieces that reshape the map. If the Braxton Jones call turns into action, we fortify the vault and expand the playbook. Gadsden is a steady spark, stretching the field and expanding the toolbox. Mack restored elite gravity, Owe and Tuli did the rest, and the defense went hunting. Herbert conducted it all with surgical efficiency and a franchise pulse. Keep the flame lit and keep January in your sights. Drop a like, subscribe, sound off below, and tell me this. Which move would you make first? Edge depth, interior beef, or more weapons outside? Let's argue it out in the comments and keep the noise rolling.